It really did happen. Welcome back to the SortitoutSI FC Let's Play series. And yes, we are at the opening day of the Premier League season. Premier League football coming to Brisbane Road. Wouldn't think that would have happened. But we've got Manchester United at home on the opening day. But before we go to any of that, we need to have a look at what we've done over the summer. So basically see how our squad is going to fare. There's been quite a few transfers to look at. If we start at the end of last season, we got the first one in here. We actually spent a little bit of money, which is shocking, I know. But we brought in Matt Williams, who is a new gen. He was at Borough, and he's basically, hopefully, going to be our new shadow striker, advanced playmaker, attacking midfielder kind of guy. He's coming in now. He looks really, really promising. He's got some potential as well. If we look at the coach report, he should hopefully be really good. He says it's only League One standard player at the moment, but that's 3.5 stars in our squad. So hopefully that's not indicative of how poorly we're going to do. But he's got some potential to improve. And if we look, again at his attributes, he's pretty solid physically, mentally, and technically where he needs to be. So hopefully he will push on to get us in a good position going forward. That's not the only signing we made where we spent money, though. We brought in Henrik Koch, who was on loan with us last season and impressed me that much, and I just like saying his name a lot to making silly puns. So we brought him in on the left wing, kind of to maybe sort of replace Phoenix Patterson, but push him out of the squad a little bit. He's not as good as I possibly would have wanted for spending $2.5 million, which isn't much, I know. But we're in Premier League now, so we've got a bit of money, apparently. But he comes in, you're kind of familiar with him already because he did some really good performances at the tail end of the Championship season. But his 6 months on loan has got him a full-time move. Right, then we basically trawled the free transfer market to get another 5 signings to bring our total signings up to 7. Brandon Cooper is the first one. Defender leaving Barnsley on a free. He's kind of, if we look at his history, obviously he's never been at this level, but he's had loads of seasons in the Championship. He did start out at Swansea originally when he was in the Premier League, but never played there. Another defender to really bolster the ranks in defence. Looks pretty solid as well. Hopefully will make a good impact on the side. Then we've got a couple of midfielders who are potentially our star players. Mohamed Ali Ben Romdani, I think is possibly how you're supposed to pronounce it. I'm not really sure. He's Tunisian anyway. He's got great natural fitness and pretty much really good everywhere across the board. He, looking at his history, has been in, basically it's his first trip to England, spent several years in Tunisia, 1 year in Hungary, probably won the title, and then has been in Al Riyadh in Saudi Arabia for basically the duration of the game. He comes over to us after having lots of really good seasons in Saudi Arabia. I know the competition's not the same, but he looks really handy, and he's joined in midfield. Another midfielder by Domingos Quina, who comes from Derby. Again, he's been around a lot, 28 years of age, lots of Championship experience. He has played in the Premier League before with Watford, so, potentially he's got a little bit of experience we can draw upon. But again, another option in midfield. We haven't really got the standout midfielders, attacking midfielders or central midfielders, honestly, that we wish we could have, but we've kind of got a lot of options who are all in and around the same sort of level. Harvey White is potentially that standout midfielder. As I've just said, we haven't got one, but he's potentially that one alongside Ben Romdani. I think I pronounced his name again correctly. He comes to us from Nottingham Forest, so he has direct Premier League experience. Last season they got relegated, but he does have that experience, and he's kind of started life out at Spurs. Only got one appearance for them, but he's been around a few different places. Got Premiership experience in Scotland and in England, so you never know. He looks really good on paper anyway. And then we brought in a kind of backup striker, potentially to challenge Cameron Archer, but Miles Leaburn from Atalanta. I think he started at Chelsea looking back. Yeah, so he was at Chelsea and then went to Charlton, then Atalanta at the beginning-ish of the save, and played several seasons there in Italy, most frequently for their under-23 side in Serie C, but he does have Serie A experience, a little bit of Serie B experience as well, so he should hopefully be as good as he looks on paper, but again, he's not got the pressure of being our star striker because that falls on the shoulders of our main man, Cameron Archer, who obviously did really well last season, 24 league goals and 40 appearances. tied the most in our history. We've also got, looking at the list of players, Mika Bieres, we've got lots of options going forward. Ainsley Pears, they're kind of the best of the bunch that hasn't been new this season. And lots of players who you will all hopefully be nice and familiar with. We are keeping, important to note, Wrestle Nkuku in the side rather than sending him out on loan once again. He's been basically everywhere. Flied, Grimsby, Genshabeele. He's now going to stay with us in the Premiership, and we're trying to retrain him as a right winger because obviously we don't have any right backs in our formation, and he's really good, so I want to try and make use of him somewhere. If not, we'll sell him and get the best part of 10 million for him at 20 years of age. He's near on the verge of breaking into the Turkish side, so maybe a few international caps will help on that front. Other new gens to note, Craig O'Brien, we've mentioned him a few times. He is staying with the side. He's already made 43 appearances over the last few years. He's a centre-back who's very nearly broken into the starting 11. In fact, he starts today in this opening contest. And speaking of the opening contest, we've got Manchester United, who are going to be much better than us. They beat us 4 or 5-2 in the FA Cup in extra time because we equalised just at the death. But they are only predicted 7th compared to our 1,000-to-1 prediction of 20th. We don't really stand a chance, but we'll see how we get on. It can't go any better than the Championship season, so I'm expecting relegation, honestly. But money-wise, that really helps because we're actually not in debt at the moment because of all of the money we get for being in the Premier League. We made, so far this season, 6 million. So, well done. We've got 24 million in the transfer budget, but we haven't got that money in the bank, so I kind of don't want to spend it. The wage budget we are upping every time we sign someone because we keep breaching it. But we've got enough money to slosh around and still be within the wage budget. The club have kind of made note that they're going to build a new stadium. But we're also in the process of potentially being sold, which keeps being denied but then keeps coming up. So who knows what will happen. We'll probably just be playing at Brisbane Road forever. We have installed undersoil heating. So you're welcome, Leyton Orient. But still, 9,000 capacity is not enough for the Premier League. So we're going to struggle to get much money in that pot, but we'll try. Fixtures today, though, we are at home. First day of the season, Manchester United. Couldn't really get, well, it could get much tougher. It could be Man City, it could be Liverpool, Arsenal, all of those above Man United in the prediction table. But it's going to be a difficult start to the season. And we're in the Premier League, though, so we don't really care about how bad it's going to go. We're just in the Premier League, so well done us. Pairs in goal, Brunt, Cooper, O'Brien in defence, Koch, Ben Ramdani, White and Scott in midfield. Williams Osorio, who was with us in League 2, don't forget, makes his Premier League debut. And Cameron Archer up top as the point on the arrow. I'm not going to go balanced. I want to go cautious. I know we're at home, but they are going to be a lot better than us. So any sort of mitigations we can put in place to try and not concede 1,000 goals would be good. Now, I know we've got nothing to lose, but go out there and have a bloody good go of it. We're in the Premier League, remember. This is just unbelievable. Obviously, Manchester United, we know them quite well. They beat us in the FA Cup quite handily in the end. Again, in extra time, we managed to equalise in normal time. So we do have some semblance of decency about us. We should be a better side than we were that day. They will probably also be a better side than they were that day. But that's not a good start as Kobe Mainoo darts into the area but blazes it just over the bar. Obviously, we're starting season number 6. If you're not following along episode by episode, go back and watch the playlist. It's been a great ride. Started out in League 2 with Claudio Osorio in our side. Obviously, he's now still in our side in the Premier League. Can he hold on to that? What's Ferguson doing rolling around on the floor there? So we are in our debut game of the Premier League. It's been a wild ride, but please, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, watch them all again, just to see if you can pick anything. Oh, and that's cracked the crossbar. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed. If you're new here, subscribe, watch the rest of them. Let me know all your thoughts of how we're getting on and what you think we can do in the Premier League. Because I'm personally, I don't want to go to tactics, I'm pressing the wrong button, I want to do a shout of encourage. Personally, I think we're going to really struggle, but you never know. I thought that in the Championship and we ended up getting automatic promotion by finishing second. 33 points behind Leicester, but second all the same. We were best of the rest, and that's a wild pass from Harvey White, and it's ended up with a Manchester United counter-attack, but Rashford has blazed it wide. Pairs had it covered anyway. We've had one chance so far. it's been a tough first half, but we are level going into the break, which is quite possibly the best we could have hoped for. We owe them a lot from last time they beat us, so let's go out and do something better. We have got... no, it's a goal kick. I thought we got a free kick on the edge of the penalty area then, and there was no one in the area. But no, it's a goal kick. I couldn't spot where the ball was. They have caught us with our pants down, and that is going to be a penalty, and hopefully not a red card for Koch, who's already been booked. Are we checking VAR? We're checking VAR, but I think he's quite clearly brought them down here. And if you remember in the FA Cup, yeah, it's the second yellow card, he's off. In the FA Cup game, the referee that day tried to award them 5 penalties, and they only had 1 and they missed it. So fingers crossed that Rashford blazes this one wide. No, he doesn't. Pears went the wrong way. And it's 1-0 Manchester United on the opening day of the season. We're down to 10 men, though, which is not ideal, and we are going... still into a next highlight. I've not had a chance to do any sort of movement around on the pitch, but essentially it's a left winger, so we're not open at the back. We can kind of play... Oh, no. They've taken the ball, and they're going to get a double salvo really quickly, passing it around. Ferguson chips Ainsley Pears, and we're going to check offside. The referee's blown his whistle. VAR. We've got VAR now. I probably should have put replays on, shouldn't I? He's disallowed. He's offside. Clearly offside. Never in any doubt. Right, let's see what we can manage to do here. We're probably going to have to put someone over on that left wing, aren't we? Let's be honest. Right, Matt Williams can come down here and switch with Rashawn Scott because he can apparently play on the right, and Scott can just about play on the left. Osorio can drop in centrally. We'll have to go defensive because we kind of need to just about hang on. I don't think going balls to the wall at this point is going to be any good, given the situation we're currently in, 10 men, and completely out of the game already. Lots of injuries looking around and red cards on the opening day. Everyone's back to full fitness from pre-season. But it's going to be a bad day. There we go. Yao Felix has put one. It's not going to end well, this. I can't see us hanging on to this very, very much. It's 2-0. That's his 50th goal for Manchester United in the league. Well done to him. And the highlights keep on coming. Being defensive ain't working. I mean, what has happened there? Pears has just about fumbled it and given them a sitter, but then managed to dive on it and stop the ball from going in the back of the net. 25 minutes to go. We will be making some substitutions after this highlight, hopefully not being 3-0 down. Martinez over the top to Gutierrez, who's cut inside, made us look bad, and that's blocked and saved and cleared. We're going to have to substitute some people on and off. And Cameron Archer's in danger of being booked, so we're going to bring Leeburn on to make his debut with us. Rashawn Scott can be replaced on the left side by Regan Booty, I guess. I've not normally played him out there. Matt Williams is looking a bit tired on his debut, and he's also not played very well. Osorio, not matching the pace of the Premier League. We'll bring him off today and bring Biereth on in his place. He's not going to be a trequartista, though. He can be a shadow striker. And we'll possibly leave it there. Maybe bring on Brandon Cooper's anxious. We can bring him off for Eric Dyer in the centre of our defensive 3. That's 4 substitutions. We'll wait one more in about 10 minutes' time as we just about edge towards a disappointing opening day. We're not bottom, though, yet, unless they score a few more goals. But we're hanging on to the 2-0 deficit just about at the moment. But we are being made to look a little bit pedestrian. That's a good goal from Rashford. Gets his second of the game. It's 3-0. Yeah, this is what I feared. The step up from the Championship to the Premier League is quite hard, apparently. Well, to be fair, I thought that about the Championship, and then we've ended up winning promotion from that after losing on the opening day. So we could be in Europe next season. Don't get worried. I mean, I am not totally convinced that's the case. But we shall see, as we've got 10 minutes left. I'm not sure that this is going to end well either. Could be a hat-trick for Rashford. No, he's managed to be intercepted there. And it's cleared all the way to Martinez. And we are going to have to try and stop this Manchester United attack. They are just passing it around us, making us look like we are potentially League One, not newly in the Premier League. And Jadon Sancho makes it 4 with 15 minutes still to go. This ain't great, I'll be honest. It's not great. Williams can come off. We're going to have to put Smith out there, I guess. Yeah, we want to make that tactical change. The goal had already happened when I made it. So we've had one shot still. One shot. Possession's not bad. 45. If we get a goal, that'd be good. We pull one back. Ben Romdani just wasteful pass to Smith, who was asleep. Had his pocket picked. And Manchester United are going to get 5 here. It's cleared by Dyer only as far as Rashford, and his header goes over the top of the bar. He's not going to get his hat-trick like that. They are top, which means we are probably bottom. We've had one shot. They've had 26. It's been a humbling experience in the Premier League. So thanks for that. Do we want to risk having a second game? Obviously, it will probably be in the Carabao Cup. I need to check the fixture list, but that's not great, is it, really? We'll quickly look through who have we got in the next game. It's Leicester away, so that's not the Carabao Cup. That's the Premier League. I think we'll probably lose that one as well, so I'm going to draw the line here on this episode. We had a good recap of the summer, and we've had a good absolute humbling on the opening day. So come back in a couple of days, and we'll be back, hopefully, with some slightly better performances. We might make some transfers as we get towards the end of the month. But yeah, good luck to us. It's going to be a long, old season. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Catch you on the next video. Goodbye.